Welcome to the Decluttering Experiment.
Two sisters, one project.
Hi, I'm Wendy, the older sister, organized, logical, and passionate about all things involving simplicity and minimalism.
And I'm Jill, the younger sister, unorganized, easily distracted, and overwhelmed. I'm in desperate need of a whole house overhaul.
Can Wendy help Jill declutter her house and reclaim her life?
Keep listening to find out. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Jill.
What's up?
I know that we've been at this now for 3 months. Can you believe it?
My goodness. Wait, is this where I have to do the numbers again?
That is next time.
Okay.
Woo, woo, woo. That will be the quarterly check-in.
Oh, good.
And usually a year has 52 weeks. So
Yes.
13 weeks is technically a quarter.
Okay, great. Now, when do we wrap up our 10-minute timer
Well, this is
challenge?
only 2
Next
weeks
week.
we've been doing it.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So then we'll wrap me up next week
Yeah.
in cellophane, right? I prefer that to toilet paper because toilet paper sticks to my sweat. And then we will do our wrap up for our 10-minute challenge the following week.
The 10-minute timer challenge, as you
Yes.
call it. And
Yes,
that's
I
a good
do.
name. So,
And yeah, I'm curious to see how you've done on it.
yes, I have done well. I think that
Well,
I'm excited about some of the different spots that I
yeah.
have really looked at that I haven't looked at in a long time. So,
Same. The one I did this morning, oh boy,
oh
the
boy.
stuff I had in there was interesting.
Okay, so I hope you've taken some notes too to share with the
I
listeners
have.
later.
Yes.
Yeah, but before we get into that, because that's in 2 episodes, we want to talk about a little bit of wrap up from the last episode, because on the last episode, I showed you 4 things and
Oh,
you gave me your opinion. And
that
2 of,
hat
yeah,
has got me giggling and
I
giggling.
know. After we recorded and I was at home alone, I was thinking, boy, I'm glad I did try that on for you, because if you're laughing hysterically with me wearing it, I don't know that I want to keep it anymore.
Right.
And
Are you still on the fence about the hat?
No, I'm letting
Oh,
that hat
good,
go.
good.
Yeah, no, I'm letting the
That
hat go.
should be the case.
Right. And then there was the container caddy that if anyone wants it. And I
Oh,
think part
yeah.
of the reason too I didn't let that go was because that was actually kind of expensive for what it
That's,
was. It's one of those parties you go
yeah,
to. I think I spent $30 years
yeah.
and years ago on it.
And that's what I find a lot of my kitchen gadgets that I'm not currently using, I'm not letting go because they are expensive.
You want to get your money's worth out of it, but if you're not using it, you're really not getting your money's worth out of it.
Which is true. However, what if in the future I think, oh, geez, I like to do that now, whatever the gadget is. And that's what I struggle with because it's not like a ream of paper where if you recycle that, let it go because it's cluttered up, you can easily buy it again inexpensively.
Yes.
That's what I struggle with because what if suddenly I decide, oh boy, I want to use whatever gadget it is in the kitchen. And I think I don't want to spend another $120.
I know this is very tricky, these kind of things. And sometimes, in a way, we just have to trust that if we really want to do that again, it'll come back into our lives. I have actually a very good example of this.
Good. Share it with me.
All right. Well, I don't know if you remember. Okay, we're down in the basement now recording in my house.
Yes.
And I have, in fact, Jill, you can look at them. I have 2 coat hangers.
Yes, you do.
One Bill uses, one I use.
Oh,
These were actually made by our great-grandparents. They were from Graham's house.
really?
Yeah, one was made by Grandma's father and one was made by Grandpa's father. I don't know which one.
Well, you should because then you could do the true his and hers.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, she made
You
those
better
notes.
ask Dad. You
She
better
made
ask
those
Dad.
notes. It's just of like which one, the one in her dining room was so and so, and the one in her living
Yeah,
room was so
but
and
you
so.
don't remember
But
which.
I don't remember which one sat in each. And I think I thought about asking Dad that, but that's a side note. But anyways, when we collected all the stuff from her house,
Yes.
she had a whole house full. So I
She
guess
did.
we have done that. You know, someone passes and we just take everything
Mm-hmm.
till we decide.
Yeah.
So I had one for the longest time sitting up in a bedroom, never used it.
Okay.
Mom at one point was helping someone, an older lady, move into an assisted living or a facility.
Yeah.
And she said, I need to go out and buy so-and-so a coat rack.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, well, I have one that I'm not using. And I was in my decluttering phase. This is
Oh
probably 20
boy.
years ago or
Yeah.
15. And I said, she can have it. And it was sentimental, but I
Yeah.
never used it.
Oh
And so
boy.
mom took it and gave it to her. I never expected to get it back. But wouldn't you know,
Yeah.
she helped her several times. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually she moved into a spot that she didn't need it anymore.
Yeah. So you got it back.
I got it back.
But did you need it at that point, or you just
I
stuck it in the
wanted it because
basement?
I wanted to use it. And as soon as I got it back, I saw Bill used his for coats in the basement all the time, and I needed one for my coats.
Hmm.
So I did get it back.
Okay, so the moral of this story is if you're gonna let something go, give it to somebody older who's moving from assisted living facility to assisted living facility. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh.
The moral is that maybe if you let something go, it will come back. And this actually leads into those necklaces we also talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Because unbelievably, I showed this necklace to Jill. I was on
Yeah.
the fence of letting it go because the
Mhm.
beads were made by my mother.
Right, and I just thought the necklace was made by our mother and my daughter,
Yeah.
and I did not know that one or the other of them or both had made the beads.
Yes. And so
So I had decluttered mine.
yes, but it was still in your trash.
It was, which is funny because when I was decluttering, I had a large bag on the bed, a trash bag that I was throwing most of the stuff in. And for some reason, I threw the necklace in, well, I had two necklaces. I've since turned one into a bracelet. I threw them into my bedroom trash can. And
Which
I
you
took out the big black bag of garbage, and it had long been gone, at least a week or two by the
yes.
time we chatted. But when you said that and I felt so bad, I thought, wait a minute. And then I thought, I think I threw them in the room trash for some reason, which we only take out when it's full. We don't take it out every week.
Mhm.
And it was full. That's the amazing part because it had been full. I think we were just lazy that week or something. But it
Thinking.
was right on the very top of the trash.
That's
If it had been a Danish, I could have eaten it just like George Costanza.
in Seinfeld, yes.
Yeah.
That is funny because then we showed up, it was Bill's birthday party at
Yeah.
mom's, and we got
And we were
together
wearing
and
them.
we both wore our necklaces.
Yeah.
So in a way, I feel like maybe you were meant to keep that.
I think I was. And that's the thing with decluttering.
Yeah.
Had it been in the big trash and it was gone, it would be gone and there would be nothing I could do about it. But that would have haunted me a little bit.
The thing is, though, I have heard, and I think that this is true, there's a lot of decluttering regret. It isn't fun,
Yeah.
but it's survivable.
Well, it definitely is survivable. And there have been things that I've already gotten rid of. I can't think of any off the top of my head that I think, oh, maybe that was a hasty decision.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, since I can't think of them off the top of my head, it is survivable.
Survivable.
Survivable. Why did I want to say
It's usually me that,
survivable?
yeah, it's usually me that can't pronounce things. So
Right.
thanks, Jill.
Yeah, I know. You're welcome. You can leave that in. You don't
Okay.
even have to edit it
Okay.
out.
Okay. But the coat racks for me are a good example because they're
Mhm.
kind of a reminder that maybe it's possible to get stuff back if you need it. And it
Yeah.
might not be the exact same thing,
Right.
but something similar.
Interesting.
Listeners, if you do let something go, you'll survive.
Right, you will. Right. And you know what? For the most part, I am loving my house as it's getting less and less cluttered.
And that's what you need to focus on.
Yes. And I also have to do a quick aside to say I'm sorry to some of the listeners who want before pictures. Even today, the area that I started to work on, I thought after I did it, boy, that would have been a good example. But I don't think of it in that moment. I'm just diving in. And I haven't taken a lot of before pictures.
And I know you said that you don't really want to
Yeah.
focus on the before, which
I
I get
really
that because
don't.
I mentioned that too. We should take before and
Mhm.
after, but you don't want to focus on it. And I think that's great.
Yes.
And we do appreciate the listeners. Thank you, listeners. We
Yes.
don't say thank you enough for listening to
No,
our
we
show
don't.
and giving Jill encouragement
Mhm.
too,
Mhm.
because a lot of people are through their decluttering have given both of us lots of encouragement.
Yes. And just, the people saying that they're really thinking about what they're buying and
Yes.
everything, and it does. It helps me to keep at it because I know other people out there are keeping at it too.
Right, right. We're all in a little bit of the same position a lot of times.
Yes.
There are very few people that live truly minimalist.
Mhm.
All right, and speaking of things that even we've been up to, it's interesting that both of us took a trip this past weekend.
Yes, we did.
Very opposite trips, I might add.
Yes, you are correct.
Because while I was taking a weekend in an old growth forest, Cook
Mhm.
Forest, up in nature in a cabin, what were you doing, Jill?
I went to Chicago,
Busy
one of the largest
metropolitan?
cities in the country, right?
Right.
But we actually did stay a little bit we stayed by O'Hare Airport, which is technically Des Plaines. But
Okay.
we were with my daughter some at her apartment, and we did have a meal in actual Chicago. Yes.
Wonderful. But
Yeah.
there are a couple things that I love about travel.
Yeah.
So maybe, Jill, you can agree. But the
Okay, but there
first,
are a few things I hate about travel, and
okay.
I think they might be some of the things you love, but we'll see.
We'll see. So the first thing, which reminds me, no matter where you go, typically, unless you're visiting someone, you
Yes.
enter a motel, a hotel, an Airbnb, a cabin, you enter with a clear, clean living space. Usually,
True.
things are, you have a
I
closet.
mean, before this experiment, when people came to my house, that was not the
I
case.
said unless you're visiting someone else,
Yes,
because if you'd
yes.
actually stay with your daughter, probably not. But you
No,
go to
because
a
she had just moved. We got there on Friday. She just moved on Wednesday. Her apartment was very boxed up still, and
okay.
and I have to say she gave me a few things that she was going to declutter.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, I have some
You gotta take
ideas
them while
of
you can and then
mhm.
process later, because maybe it's something you really decide not to
Yeah.
keep, but maybe you really wanted it.
Well, the funny thing is I had this set of 3 little, like, oversized votive cups that you could use to put, like, little silverware in if you're having a party, or I've even seen it with, like, carrot sticks, celery stick, and I had 3 of them. Well, as I've been decluttering and cleaning, I found 2 of them, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't know where the 3rd is, but it'll show up," and sure it did. That's an example, like you said. Eilish had it, and
Eilish
it
had
was
it,
in her pile of things going to the thrift store,
and you
and
happened to see it
and
and
I
look
said,
through
"Oh,
it.
I'll take that, that's mine."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is usually you do get a clear living space. You get
Yes.
drawers that are empty. You get a closet, if you have one,
Yeah.
is free of space. And
Yes.
even when I stay at a cabin or an Airbnb,
Mhm.
minimal dishes, silverware, kitchen real nice and tidy. So I just love
Yes.
that because it reminds me, ooh, not only does it remind me of being clutter free for a little bit, but like tiny house living. Remember, I was really
Mhm.
into that. So you have a minimal space.
Yes.
And the second thing I love is minimal packing. You take what you can. All right, don't laugh because I know minimal packing. Okay, well, anyways, you
That is what I struggle with.
okay.
I
Well,
think I take 3 times the amount that I need to,
okay.
maybe 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
Packing has been an ongoing battle for me, and I do mean battle.
Okay. Now the thing is, even if you take 4 suitcases instead of 1, you still don't have all the options of your home,
That
right?
is why I take so many, because
You want options.
and the one time in this, we have a listener, Aunt Faye.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Aunt Faye. How are you? Thank you for listening. The one time when I didn't take options because I thought, I'm going to try this. I
To
looked
travel
at the
light.
weather. She can attest to this. We had to go and buy clothes for me because it was so much colder than the weather claimed it was going to be. I had to buy deodorant because the first morning when I put on my deodorant, it fell out of the container. It was at the end. I didn't know. I had to buy sunglasses. So yes,
You
I have
prepare for
trouble.
everything.
Yes, so
Okay.
now I prepare for all 4 seasons,
Okay.
even if it's 2 nights.
Oh my goodness. All right, so Jill, you're blowing my example here, but
I
my
am,
example
but your example only relates to you and
well,
people like
I
you.
think there's a trend for packing lighter now, though,
Is there?
because well,
I
with the
Do you remember the cruise and everybody packed light, but I had like 6 suitcases that everybody was mad at me that they had to help me carry?
all right, well, think of our recent discussion at book club. The girls are trying to just do carry-ons when they go on planes
I
for, like,
know. And
7
Eilish went to Italy for 2 weeks with a
I
carry-on,
kn
and in the pictures I saw she was wearing boots. I'm like, "How do people do that?"
well, right, and if you can, the thing is you get a taste of what it's like to live simply. You have
Mhm.
only the choices of what you brought.
Right, which sometimes fail you.
I guess I'm not gonna win this ar I'm not gonna convince Jill. I have convinced Jill to declutter her house. I
Yes.
don't think I've convinced her yet to
No,
pack
because
minimally.
even when I try, like for the weekend that I just did,
Yeah? You packed a lot?
I bring home more clean clothes than dirty. But what if I needed
See,
those?
you gotta trust that you can make do, Jill. You can't make do?
Well, I gave you the example of the time when I tried it, and Aunt Faye will back me up. I could not make do.
Alright, we're gonna have to work on that in a future episode.
Okay.
Next time we go away, I'm gonna have to really look at what Jill is taking.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
will laugh. And I laugh too when I do it. And then I go into the bag and I say, no, I'm going to get some stuff out of here. And I end up putting more in. Please give me tips, listeners.
Yeah, for packing light. Layers, Jill, layers.
Right. It is.
I take tank top, t-shirt, zip up
Okay.
jacket.
Layers.
I
Interesting.
mean,
I
I
mean, I
even
do that already.
and I usually pack too much too, but I it doesn't sound like I pack as much as you.
I don't think
All
anybody
right.
does.
All right. Well, we need tips. We need to work on
I
this.
need to work
We
on
need
this.
this
I want a success story. Yeah.
declutter the suitcase.
Yeah. The next time I
Next.
travel, I hope to share with you a success story.
Okay, good. Think about that. Think layers, think minimal, think making do.
I agree with you on all that except for the fact that the time I tried, it was such a fail.
We need to get a try and a win then.
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. The next thing that we did want to talk about is that I got the opportunity to help dad
Oh,
and
yes.
mom.
God
Now,
bless you.
yes, mom is one of our best listeners
She
or
is.
number one fans or whatever
Yes.
you she's
Yeah.
always listening. So thank you, mom.
Yep.
Shout
Hi,
out to
Mom.
mom. And dad, while I don't think he has listened to our podcast, but he has picked up on your decluttering momentum, Jill,
Good.
because he is interested in getting his garage, which is mom's garage too, in working order. So I spent some time this week helping him.
Yep. And part of my clutter problem is Finn spent a lot of time with him when he was little doing the Danger Boys stuff.
Oh,
And he would come home with just a bunch of clutter almost every time.
dad loves to give away things if
Mm-hmm.
he knows that someone's going to take them
Yes.
and not give them away.
Right. And so in fact, I think he was the one who gave Finn that bank that
Oh,
you now have.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first step really with our parents' garage is getting rid of the obvious because we did learn that the easiest way to organize is just to get rid of as much stuff as you can. So I didn't
True.
really go over there with a plan. I just went to see, and I've helped him once before. A lot of it
Mm-hmm.
is just letting go of as much as he can. And I also need to
Yep.
pin down what they want their garage for because I'm not even sure that they want to store a car in there. Like
No.
you said,
I said,
you
let's get
had
a car
goals.
in. And
Yeah.
they were like, what?
Yeah, because
Like,
you
I don't think they think a garage is for a car.
okay. And at one point I heard mom wants to store her Christmas decorations that are up in the attic in the
That would
garage.
be a good
But
storage
there is
place.
also a lot of other storage that I didn't realize. They do store a lot of clothes and shoes down there in the garage.
Really?
Mom
In the
does.
garage?
Yeah. In fact, I thought that they were going.
I thought garages were for just old VHS tapes.
No. No. But we did. Now, one thing, Jill, I did learn
Mm-hmm.
about myself is where I like to collect rags.
Well,
I
we know
got from
that,
mom and
rags and
dad.
containers.
I
Oh,
know.
you got that from mom and dad?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Because I did discover that they like to have rag bags and containers.
How did I miss the rag bag trend as a kid?
I don't know, but they have 2 hampers, a 3-drawer storage contained with rags, 2 bags of rags, and 1 box of rags.
What?
I didn't realize.
Who needs that many rags?
I don't know.
Do they use them or do they just store them?
They were just stored because when I opened the 1 hamper,
Mm-hmm.
there was some mold on the hamper.
Oh.
And when I was taking out the rags, I was coughing horribly. We were
didn't you just throw that into a black garbage bag
No,
and
this
seal
hamper.
it up?
I think with our trash, you need to have things in bags, but then they'll just take the hamper too.
Oh.
And mom wanted to donate that, but I showed her the mold and she decided that that's the let nature take your course method.
Yes,
remember?
it really is.
So
a lot of stuff in the garage that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was surprised she kept her shoes there because I thought they were. Dad said, Mom has this pile to donate. And I thought that the bag of shoes was to donate,
Well,
but it wasn't.
we all know the story, and Lloyd will never let me live it down, where he had a bag of shoes in the garage. Why, I don't know. He just hadn't ever brought them up when he moved in. And Finn had trash bags in the garage from cleaning his room, and I must have taken Lloyd's shoes to the curb.
Yeah.
Thinking it was trash.
Well, I was prepared to do that, but Dad is good about Mom has to check this over. So we did have a huge pile for Mom to check over, like, whether it be her donations, her stuff. And a lot of stuff was actually her seasonal shoes that she hadn't rotated from winter to
I
spring.
can't believe anybody has the ability to rotate.
Who
has the time for that?
I told you in that episode too. I remembered Mom doing the spring cleaning and rotating her clothes in and out.
Us doing that as a kid, and I'm not sure who was rotating. It was almost like the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. There is a magical rotator.
Yeah,
that happens. But they stopped coming to my house as I've become an adult.
But other things I noticed, and this will be a good thing because they have a lot of just plain glass jars that they were storing in their basement. Now, Dad told me they were Mom's, but when I asked Mom later, she said Dad wanted to save those. So those are easy. When one person says no, it's the other, and the other person says no, it's the other. Next week when I'm there, because I have an appointment to go, we'll be able to recycle them.
Now, that's the thing I like to keep is glass jars.
Containers.
Yes, I do, but I like them to be glass jars.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that sauce jars.
I save some.
Pickle jars.
Yeah.
Little jelly jars.
Yeah, because we keep our bulk. We do a lot of bulk grocery shopping. But you only need so many.
I know. And I'm trying to I am much better at getting rid of some, but recently a couple were really cute that I kind of hung on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we made a lot of good progress in the garage so far. There's still a lot to do. But Dad has a lot of car supplies like
cleaning stuff,
like brake fluid, cleaning supplies, those kind of thing. But we got them to fit in 2 shelves, and he liked that system because remember,
container system.
Right. So if you have one shelf that you're going to store your supplies on, that is how much you can keep. And if you have one container for the rags, once it's overflowing, let some go. So thinking of it that way is helpful.
Can I tell you I did a little win with Eilish?
Yes.
She had her cords from college graduation.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, can you take these home and store them? And I said, why? Will you want them? And she's like, I don't know. And then after we talked about it, she said, I might want to do a DIY project with them. And I said, well, keep them here. And if you don't do your DIY project in 6 months, throw them away. And she's like, "You're right, you're right." She said, "I'm glad we talked about this." She
Wow.
said, "I just get very sentimental about stuff." And I said, "I understand, but yeah."
You
And
get you giving tips to
yes,
Eilish
I am
now.
giving her tips, although I did take her graduation diploma case.
Okay.
She never got the diploma because she moved, and they must have mailed it to her old apartment.
Why do you need the case then?
Because she's gonna get the diploma
Oh.
eventually, possibly, if she ever makes the phone call. So
Yeah.
I just said, "Sure, I'll take the case." But
But
the
that
cords, I thought, "Really?"
really, the cords, and that is so smart, Jill, because they're small, so it's very tempting to keep
Mhm.
the cords.
Right.
But really, why?
Exactly. That was my point.
The thing is too, the funny thing is you could probably buy cords and tell say that they're
Right.
from your college graduation and no one would ever
Yeah, she
know.
handed me the cords, and I just hung them on her doorknob, and I said, "Here, they could go here."
Yeah.
But yeah, she didn't wanna do
But
that,
that's
but yeah.
also smart of you not to bring more stuff back
Well, that's
in.
what I thought. I thought, "I'm trying to declutter, and now I'm gonna store stuff for my kid because she made the choice to live in a small apartment in a city."
Right, right, right. Oh, that's a good example though. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I felt very accomplished at being able to offer some
Right,
advice.
because that's the thing is you're just thinking too more now.
Mhm.
It's front of mind.
And I could
Stuff
have
is.
just taken them and put them in the bin of stuff that I have of hers.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I could
But you
still do
probably
that if
were
she
wondering,
really
really,
wanted
is she
them.
going to use
Yeah, I
them?
thought, really, if she's gonna do a DIY project, they don't need to be at my house, they need to be at her house.
So, another thing, Jill, that I wanted to bring forward today is I had recently read, it was a really good book on minimalism, and it was Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki.
Okay. Can
And
you spell that? It's like goodbye, not good BUY.
right, right,
Okay.
goodbye, comma,
Like
things. So,
goodbye to your
yeah,
things.
goodbye to
Okay.
your things. And I'll put the book in the name
Show
in the show
notes.
notes. But he had a section 55 tips to help you say goodbye to your things.
Are you
And
gonna read all 55?
no, no, no. But
Oh,
a couple of them stood out. And in fact, I took screenshots of them and sent them to you
yes, you did.
because one of them was exactly what you were saying on one of our previous
Mhm.
episodes. And the title is Our Things Are Like Roommates, Except We Pay Their Rent. And he talks about in here is we all have a lot of roommates and they're
Mhm.
called our things. And that's what you were talking about at the last time.
Yeah. Our apartment, our house, our storage areas are almost like prime real estate. Do we really want these things to be taking up valuable space in a valuable property?
Because, right, our things are living with us. And what do we get in return from them?
Right.
They're not going to pitch in with the rent.
Or the
They're
chores.
they're not going to help us take care of the chores. Instead, they're creating extra work for us.
Yeah.
And do we really want to continue to pay the rent for them? It's wiser to kick them out. That's what he says.
Or gently donate them.
And then one of the things, because I see a lot of tips, but this one I've not heard before. He says, tackle the nest, in parentheses, storage,
Mhm.
before the pest, which he calls clutter. And he goes on to write, here's a huge tip for throwing things away. Normally, we clean up by gradually reducing the clutter in our storage space, after which we are finally able to throw away our storage containers themselves. But take a moment to think about how we get rid of household pests. Do we go about killing insects one by one and then finally started on the nest after such a tedious process? Of course not. Those pests will be multiplying faster than we eliminate them. The same can be said for the nests that we all call storage. Even if we clear it out thoroughly, we'll eventually start filling it up again. So,
Yes.
the most effective method for cleaning up is to do away with the nest itself.
Well, and that's like people moving into a tiny home on some level. You're reducing the areas that you have, to put things.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. I have, and I've always liked a lot of storage containers around.
I do too.
And the
I
mo
see a few. I see 3 I'm looking at.
right,
4 if you count that box.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
5 if you count that trunk.
I know,
And
see?
6 if
If you
you
count
count
that
that
old
the
toy
toy
box.
chest.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
Wendy
drawers
does
and
have a
the
lot of storage
I know,
containers.
and of course,
Yeah.
Jill's in my basement, which is a little bit more
Well, yeah, you wouldn't
cluttered,
have
but
3 Rubbermaid things sitting in the
yeah,
living
and these are
room.
from Liam's college still, but yeah, but
But he
act
has graduated a year ago.
right. Yeah, and one storage container has not both of them, I don't think have anything in them, but I'm saving them
Mhm.
for to put the free cycle the free
I have a lot
free
of
market
empty
stuff.
storage containers
Yeah,
too, and especially as I've been decluttering, it's like it's hard to get rid of those
right,
because what if I find a good use for them?
and I have nice boxes too.
Mhm.
Jars, you talked about, like, collecting the glass
Yes.
jars, but this what he said in here really made me think about that,
Yeah.
because the more storage containers we have, the more
More stuff we're going to keep.
right.
And do we want to keep the stuff? I mean, I'm looking at this quote from the minimalists. Leaving it at the store is like letting go of it in advance, which in my mind I've turned into not buying it is decluttering in advance.
Yeah,
So, yeah, do we want to buy something to fill that container or do we just want to get rid of the container?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that maybe is gonna be one of our new maybe another challenge, getting rid of containers. How many
Oh,
containers
I'm
can we
not
get rid
there
of?
yet. You
No.
you might be, but I'm not there
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
And speaking of challenges, too, to remind the listeners, we have the 10-minute timer challenge.
Yes.
So just set that timer 10 minutes, and of course, we have that episode, Jill, that we created to be the timer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the
Yes.
10.10 episode.
Right. So go
Yeah.
back and feel free to listen to that again to get some momentum and some positive
Yeah.
encouragement and cheering on and
Mhm.
questions and all.
And even if you don't do it every day of the 30 days, you're
Yeah.
still doing something.
Right.
Trust me,
And
it helps.
well, that all sounds good, Jill. So it has been great chatting with you
Yes,
again.
yes,
And
yes.
it sounds like you are continuing the decluttering, which that is the goal, little by little.
Yep,
Next week, we're going to see how much progress in numbers on a
yeah,
graph.
on
We,
those original questions, right?
yes, I am going to attempt to measure the progress. So we'll
Okay.
see.
As you're the scientist
I
working with the experiment, which is me.
yes.
I am the project. Although Wendy has gotten a lot done in her house
I
too.
am really picking up on this momentum too. It's
Yeah.
exciting for me. So
I mean,
thanks,
I
Jill.
think most of our listeners probably need to declutter more like me because, if you happen upon a decluttering podcast, you're probably not happening upon it because you already know what to do, right?
All right.
So maybe most of the listeners are like me, but maybe there are some out there who already are pretty good at stuff like this, but
Yep.
maybe they've just like you have been spurred on to more.
I know. And sometimes you need that body double, as you always say,
Yes.
Jill. Dad needed that from me this
Yeah.
week. Even listening to a podcast can help out too. So we appreciate all the listeners.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the decluttering experiment. And we hope you tune in next time to hear what progress has been made.
If any.